Alright, Dungeon Masters, Vecna Eve of Ruin is upon us in May, and I'm going to give you two of the biggest connections of what I think is happening from Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden and Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. And real quick, I'm going to be talking about page 255 from Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden, the first world from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons on page 6, and page 61 in Fizban's Treasury of Dragons where it mentions the Artifact of Law. So in Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden, page 255, there's a paragraph that mentions that the Weavers created the obelisks, and that they used the obelisks to rewind time to the age of the Netherese. In this same section, it is mentioned that Vecna uses one of the obelisks to erase the Weavers from existence, but he also has the knowledge to make more of them. If you've read Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, it mentions that all current material planes or worlds are all seedling realities of the first world before it was shattered in a catastrophe. In other words, the first world from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons is essentially Prime Earth, if we're talking in comic book standards. So if you were Vecna and you wanted to remake the multiverse in your image and you failed in Sigil because Sigil wasn't actually the place you needed to be, your obvious choice would be to go to the point of origin for the multiverse. So if you are Vecna, how do you get back to the point of origin if the point of origin no longer exists? And if you've been paying attention to this video, I'm going to assume that Vecna is going to use the obelisks on all of the main worlds and rewind reality like a VHS tape. In other words, by rewinding all of the worlds back to their point of origin, they will recreate the first world in the multiverse. And now moving on to page 61 from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, it's under the Dragon Myths, under the section of Artifact of Law. It mentions that when the Artifact of Law was broken into 7 parts, each part was assigned a metallic ancient dragon to be its guardian. It's then stated that even sundered, the fragments were so powerful that great cities sprang up near these dragons' lairs and made the centers of civilization. And as far as from what we've been told, we're going to be going to 7 big settings from D&D 5th edition that have been presented in modules. Now, do I think they're going to be true to their word on the Artifact of Law section from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons? No, but I do think it's going to have some part to play with ancient metallic dragons guarding certain pieces of the rod. So my final theory coming out of this is that Vecna will try and recreate the multiverse through the first world. And finally for this video, I kind of pass the question off to you. Do you think my theory is correct, or do you have your own theory that you've been cooking up from the current modules and books that have been presented? If you would like to talk about it, let me know down in the comments. I would love to have a conversation about this. I'm a Winter Blaze, and I'll see you next time.